The first time I saw my own face blink from inside the unplugged TV screen. I told myself it was stress, my eyes strained from too many sleepless nights. But the second time, it didn't just blink, it smiled, slow and impossibly wide, even as I sat motionless on the couch, expressionless and alone in my apartment, where I've lived for 3 years since my divorce, with no pets, no mirrors near the television, and definitely no other people. That same night, I woke suddenly at 3:11 a.m. to the sound of static, the kind old analog TVs used to make when there was no signal, but the screen was off, black as Pitch-X in the center. Something moved, something shimmered, just beyond visibility, like shadow through smoke. And then fingers long, wet, glistening, pressed against the glass from the inside and dragged downward, leaving no smear, just pure black, absorbing all light as it crawled. I unplugged the TV in a panic, but the sound didn't stop. It deepened, resonated, like a low breath beneath the floorboards. And when I backed away, I saw it, not the screen, but my reflection in the glass door to the kitchen, standing where I wasn't, mimicking nothing I did, just staring back with eyes too large, too dark, like empty wells. I ran that night, but no matter which direction I turned, left, right, downtown, even highway ramps, I always ended up back in front of my building, unable to recall turning around. The sky slightly darker than before, the moon somehow closer. I started leaving notes for myself to stay sane, sticky notes with timestamps, phone recordings, even marking walls, but the notes changed overnight. Scrawled now in what looked like ash and fingernail scratches. Why do you keep coming back? And he's watching from inside. Then the dreams began. They were dreams of myself, waking up from sleep, standing silently at the foot of my own bed, staring down, whispering gibberish in a guttural voice not mine. Desperate, I set up cameras to catch whatever was happening at 3:11 a.m. And when I reviewed the footage, all of it went black at exactly that time, except for one camera, the one aimed at the TV, which recorded static, slowly forming a shadowy version of my apartment, where a pale, broken figure crawled from inside the screen, dragging itself across the floor, toward the couch, toward its limbs bent in wrong directions, stitched at the joints with hair, its face sewn into a constant smile, bleeding from its eyes. And before reaching the real me, it turned toward the camera, raised its hand, and pressed a finger to its lips. I smashed the TV, burned it in the alley behind the building, but the wall where it stood began to bulge and breathe, like lungs behind drywall, and the air smelled of burnt wires and rotting meat. Worse. Each night I now find myself sitting in front of the empty space where the TV was, unsure how I got there, watching nothing, mouth open, silent. Mirrors now show rooms I'm not in. Reflections, I haven't made some of them moving before I do, mouthing words I can't hear. I boarded up all reflective surfaces, but they still appear in water, in windows, in my own blinking eyes. And last night, a reflection reached through one, grabbing my wrist and pulling until the skin broke. My phone only dials one number now, mine. I once answered. My voice on the other end whispered, "Let me out." The final straw came when I found a new door in my apartment, where none had been before, right where the wall used to be, charred black around the frame. No handle, just a smear of soot handprints around it. And when I press my ear to the wood, I hear myself screaming on the other side. Tonight, at 3:11 a.m., the door began to creak open on its own, revealing only darkness, And in that darkness, another me, smiling, stitched, crawling. I ran, but every exit leads back to the door. Now the apartment layout changes when I blink. Walls swap, windows vanish, and clocks all freeze at 3:11. I don't know which version of me I am anymore. I don't know if I'm the original or the one that crawled through, but I can hear the breathing inside the walls getting louder, closer, and on the ceiling, written in flickering static, one must stay, one must crawl.